tell the call about yourself, sir?
Yes, my name is Bobby Mcgirt. I'm host of the Mcgirt Show Global Media on blogtalkradio.com/the Mcgirt and youtube.com/the Mcgirt. And this is our seventh season on the air, and had an opportunity and the privilege to connect with Mr. Gerald Rose, and he was a guest on my show, and that we're going to be airing that segment as well, sharing what he does and the wonderful things that they're doing to help people and what we're trying to do. We're going to join forces with him and help spread his mission into the 70 countries that we are in now through our reach. We have social media followers, like corporate media followers, like Lincoln Motor Company, the hit show Entertainment Tonight. And so what I have agreed to do or offered to do with him is to, as an alliance partner with him, with what he does and the wonderful mission that New Order does. Um, by the way, I found out about this wonderful organization as well as the radio show that he does when I talked with him. But before I talked with him, I found out about him through a ad that they had that was in a USA Today special edition for Black History that they do every year. And it was from 3 years ago, and that's how we all connected and was able to share the things that he does. And so what we're working on is trying to get the sponsorship needed to get out there to Georgia and help put some more force behind what he's doing, that we can reach even more people, because what he's doing is needed.
Right.
It is very much needed. And what I want to do, if it's okay, I want to leave my social media, my office contact information for those that are out there, that if you are a sponsor, if you have the means to make it happen, because I'm under management. You know how that is when you're in a personality. You got to, you got to deal with the managers and the logistics of the cost of going from point A to point B. But my office number is 910-813-8525, and that is also textable, so they can also text their contact information. I'm on social media, facebook.com/Bobby, B as in boy, O as in Oscar, Bobby, Daryl, Daryl Mcgirt, Mcgirt, and I'm on Twitter, Bobby Daryl Mcgirt. And to kind of give people a little insight on who I am, I have been fortunate enough to, out of coming from a single family home like so many others, born into poverty, ended up becoming a patented inventor. I hold a patent on a product called the Car Buddy. They can view that at facebook.com/the Car Buddy. I lost my mom to breast cancer, whom her and I share the same 4th of July birthday. Had the honor of being in the White House with President Obama 3 times. When people go to my media on Facebook and Twitter, they can see the documentation, the photos, the videos, so that way they'll know, from being left and abandoned on the steps of a family friend by my father to going into such levels that I've gone in today. If there are any producers out there, that's a documentary right there to let people know that we are survivors. We're survivors and we're overcomers.
Yes, sir.
And we're able to make it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Breaking up, sir.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that. Is that better? Is that much better? Are you able to hear me now? Facebook.com/the Car Buddy. Again, that's Facebook.com/the Car Buddy. And also, I'm a motivational speaker and a member of the White House Media Press Pool under the Obama administration. And I had the opportunity and privilege to be in the White House 3 times under President Obama. And it's just an amazing journey. And so what we have formed an connection with Mr. Rose to let him know that we're there and we want to come down to Georgia and help uh, him push this movement even further.
Right, right. Good help, sir. Sir. I mean, so go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. It's just a privilege and an honor to be able to be on your show today, and I thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Wait, what you bringing is a way of means to get our message out.
Exactly.
People, yeah, to get them motivated to come and walk and march and be a part of the means of their nation. Because I'm quite sure called you the Holy Prophet. Well, I don't know if you heard Miss Robinson, the mother son was killed by police officers last year.
Yes.
We're still passionate and we're still fighting that cause. And we need more people. We need you all to go be part of the political process, sir.
Yes. Yes. Because I was able to listen to her call, and it was, I tell you, it's really something. And we did an appeal on one of the local shows here in North Carolina. We need attorneys that are passionate about civil rights. There's a whole lot of accident injury attorneys, but an accident injury attorney does you no good when your civil rights are being violated, just like what the lady shared. You need an attorney that attorney that's passionate. We need some Johnny Cochran type go-getters that will expose the racism, the injustice that, like she described, he didn't deserve to be done like that in under no means. I mean, we're in a society now where they treat animals better than they treated that human being.
Very, very right, sir. You're very right. Yeah. Mother did say that about the dead. Yes, sir. And
They,
we need people, lawyers, and everybody get on board and see what's going on in our country, our nation, as our mothers, sons, fathers, cousins, uncles, like you said, are being gunned down by police all over the country because it has affected you in your city or your country.
yes,
It has
yes.
affected others, and the ripple effect has changed.
That's right, because we're seeing it here in North Carolina as well as across the country. I had the opportunity. You may be aware. A lot of the listeners may be remember the lady that she lost her husband, who was a senator down in South Carolina. She was on my show, Miss Pickney.
Right. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. And we all saw how that played out. And a lot of times these things are happening, and we see like the other incident in South Carolina where the gentleman who was running from the officer, and the officer shot him from behind, shot him in the back, and then placed the gun by him. And then these grand juries are unable to come to the clear conclusion. They do tactics. They'll say a hung jury, or they'll say there wasn't enough evidence to show that the officers use excessive force. And we all saw on the video he was nowhere in danger for his life because the man was running from him.
Right, and look, sir, just last year, our Georgia Assembly just passed a law which would allow cops to go into grand jury inquiry or grand jury conference, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They are allowed to sit in there and have the grand jury ask the questions about their technical history, why they actually shot the person, and they deal with that person. So they actually holding court in the grand jury and allowing the spectators to be in the grand jury with that cop while he's explaining how he killed or shot at or broke any laws of being a police officer. So that's the box. In Georgia, we can't even get the cops to trial.
Mm-hmm.
We can speak a grand jury.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I say this a lot of times when I go to speaking engagements. We as a people, we got to realize now we're under a situation where we've got to realize we need to let them know we're not going to tolerate, we're not going to patronize these businesses that discriminate against us. They treat us like dogs. They want you to get out without no reason. And then we turn right around and buy their products. We go to their shops. We go to their businesses. We are the biggest consumers in the nation. And the best way we can make them aware, because at this day and time now, they're not moved by you marching alone. That worked 40 years ago. But this is what we're in a situation now. It's economical.
Right.
It's just like if you have an event. They had an event here where Trump was here about 2 weeks ago. It was a $2,700 plate event. They already knew that a lot of our African Americans, as well as some Caucasians, we knew we weren't on the list.
Right.
Because a lot of people don't even have $270 to pay for a meal, let alone $2,700. So what that says is it's not religious, it's not so much just racial alone, but it's economical. That means if things are a certain cost, things are very expensive and unattainable for a particular type of people to get access to get in those events, to be heard or to be listened to, or to be made aware that they are there and their issues are on the table, that already sends a message of who is not allowed to come without openly saying it.
Right, right. We're ditching trial because we don't have the cash again to be in, sir.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly.
Exactly, sir. Exactly.
So
Exactly.
what I've done, I've met with some people, and I'm still passing the word out through my corporation, where I mentioned earlier about the Carbuddy Corporation. So far we've got a $50 million offer on the table. We're trying to raise $200 million that will put jobs all across this country for people who may be felons. They may be people who've had disaster happen to them through these storms. They need a job. They need to get back into the game of economics. We're out there trying to make this where we can go into several states and bring jobs, non-skilled and skilled, administrative. Even if you had a criminal background, you can't stay out of the system if you're not allowed to work.
Right.
So if people go to my Facebook page, they can also contact me at that same office number, 910-813-8525. Because here's the thing that I find interesting, sir. Amongst us as a whole people, the money is in our community. It's in our community. What we've got to do is make it known that we can pull together and make our voice be heard.
Right.
And the biggest way now is economical. We're the ones, we buy the most cars, we buy the most rims, we buy the most jewelry. We get our hair done more than I think any other demographic out there. We buy more hair care products. We eat just as much as anybody else eats, and on and on and on. But what the sad part is, when it gets down to the reality is, there are less and less of us that are African American homeowners. We're either renting or buying our cars. We don't own our cars. We're trying to change that. Our goal through all the things that I do, which is empowerment, enrichment, enlightenment, and joining forces with New Order in any way that I can, we want to make us, like he says in the title, a new order. We're not going to be a second class or second hand citizen anymore. We're not going to tolerate somebody treating us like that either.
Right. I wholeheartedly agree with you, sir, and I can't wait to start working with you, sir.
I'm super excited. I'm super excited. I was just excited at the way it all came together. We were going through a lot of times I keep any documents or papers or publications, like I was sharing with Mr. Rose, because he was asking me how did I find this information. Well, what I do, anything dealing with the late Dr. King or President Obama or civil rights or racial issues, I keep any of those documentations. Like, it might be letters, it might be magazines. So as we were going through the files of the stuff that I had, we were getting ready for Black History. We get ready for things like months in advance. We found the USA Today Black History edition from 2014. And as we went through the pages, we saw the contact information for New Order in that publication. So my producer reached out to his office, left a voicemail, and Mr. Rose contacted us back. And that's how it all started, just this week.
Oh, that's great.
So we're super excited. And I let him know, the only thing that's standing in our way now, my manager, you know how it is when you have managers, they look at the logistics. As long as my accommodations there and back, and while I'm there covered, we can make it happen. I don't care if I have to be down there a whole week, a whole month. I join forces with y'all because what you guys are doing is so needed in North Carolina, South Carolina, across the nation.
Right.
Because we have a lot of attorneys. I could show you any website listing, or I could show you any phone book. You got a bunch of African American personal injury and accident, malpractice. They flooding that. But you do not find any civil rights African American attorneys that are passionate and ready to fight for the things like we heard today on the call. So that's what we want to, join forces, help Mr. Rose and your team, help you get the message out there that we're ready to fight. We're not going to just march. We're going to be militant, and we're going to let people know that not only does our lives matter, but our money matters. You will not take our money and treat us any kind of way, because I want to share this with y'all as well. They even target products especially to take advantage of us financially.
Right.
Extremely high interest rate, extremely expensive fees attached to it. They target us. They target us to drain us dry. And I'm super excited. Most definitely. Most definitely. And again, I'll be more than happy to give. I'm also on YouTube. I'm also on Twitter. And I plan to use the platform that I have, the connections that I have, and bring that information, bring those resources on board with you all. We've got I've been fortunate where I have quite a few corporate followers. So that's my opportunity to let our voice be heard with what you guys are doing. I'm even discussing with Mr. Rose on how I want to have something on my show just for what you guys do, for your organization, something like Freedom Fridays. That whole segment of my show is dedicated to getting the word out on what you guys do, that you all need sponsors as well. You all need help to make sure we're able to do something and get things done. We're not just saying it, but we're doing it.
Checking the box, we actually being self-stock, yes, sir.
And I'm so great. I'm so grateful. You have no idea how, through us going through some old publications from USA Today, my producer put us together. That's how it all happened.
Great. I'm glad we're together, and I cannot wait to start working with you, sir. I cannot. You got some great things going on, great ideas, and that's I'm gonna tell you this: civil rights lawyers, what you talked about. I don't know too many. I see a whole lot of accidents, like you say, but the civil rights lawyers, that's a big deal right there. We need to get the right passion about it.
Most definitely.
I can honestly say that it may not be no money in civil rights, but I also notice as money accidents, we got to turn that corner, that corner, sir. Yeah, I can't wait to see how we're going to turn that corner with you.
And you're so right, because that's how it is in North Carolina. You could pick up a publication or look on the directory or the legal, what they call it, the lawyer referral service. Everybody's accident, injury, or Social Security disability. Those are the two big ones right there. Right. You might have some that do real estate closings, but try typing in civil rights attorney. They come up rare. And so we've got to forge an alliance with an organization like y'all's organization and let them know we're not going to allow nobody to take us back to the 50s and 60s. We come too far. We already see in the White House, this man is hell-bent on undoing everything he can that President Obama has put in place. He don't care whether it's made it better for people, whether it's fair, or it makes it better for people's lives. He's just hell-bent on undoing anything to try to reduce the legacy that this wonderful president that we had left.
Right.
And he's trying to do it at every cost. We had a situation in Durham, you might have seen it on the news probably about a month ago, and I'm so proud of Durham in this regard, because normally Durham, North Carolina, has a lot of crime. But this particular Saturday, the people came out, the African Americans as well as Caucasians, they marched and they stood their ground. They let it be known we came for battle. We're not going to allow no white supremacist group to have any activity in the city today. They were prepared to tear up the police station if have to. And I'm so happy that because of what they did, they didn't just come out and march. They came out with weapons. They came out ready to let them know we're not going back to Jim Crow.
Right.
Under any circumstances. And they interviewed the gentleman that was one of the participants in it. And what happened was the national, so whatever you call it, the white supremacist group or nationalists, they canceled all activity for that whole weekend. as a result of that. So that proves what we had just said earlier. We can't just march. We got to let them know we're going to be militant and we're going to be aggressive and let them know we have come this far and we're going to continue to make more progress and let people know you're not going to get it to the point you're going to be pouring liquid on us and burning crosses in our yards again. It ain't happening.
Right. And so I had to cut you, but I have another caller coming in, sir.
No problem. And I thank you for having me on the show, and I look forward to being back with you guys.
I look forward to speaking to you, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Sir. Thank you so much.